Hey everyone, welcome to Serenity Radio Network once again, and my name is Michelle Edmonds. And tonight is our usual Monday night team call. However, 3 times per month we open it up for everyone, to the public, and it is broadcast for all of you to share. Now, once a month, however, we do have a private team call, and that's called our Mega Boot Camp. And during that call, that's where we're giving out proprietary instructions for how to do the program. Now, if you are a member of the program, for those of you that are Serenity Wellness Warriors that are here, I know that you all were received a manual that I wanted you to bring to this broadcast because, as always, although we are inviting our public to hear and join us and learn how to take care of yourselves holistically, of course, I'm always talking to Serenity Wellness Warriors first, and so I advise all y'all out there who join us, come on and jump on board and stop listening to us and sitting on the fence, okay? You can hit me up on Facebook, the group, at Mind, Body, Spirit. You can also send me, inbox me a message privately and just let me know that you're interested in joining, and we'll get you on board so that whenever we have a broadcast like this and there's a manual, you'll get the written information as well. Tonight, however, I want to start by covering the broadcast with a prayer, and I want to jump right in. Father God, may the words of my mouth and the voice of my heart be acceptable in your sight. Lord, you are our strength and you are our Redeemer. In Jesus' name, amen. And without further ado, our topic is one that actually is very near and dear to my heart. I love it because it's just chock full of information. We are kicking off our fall cleanse by focusing on leaky gut and liver cleansing. And that's going to take us in large part into talking about alkalizing foods or becoming more alkaline. Now, most of us are on the acid side. We're going to build into this program a method for testing for that because it's so important that we're going to test it along the way. Again, I admonish those of you that are not already on the team, please, please, please hit me up and enroll and get on board. You can join anytime. Remember, this is a public broadcast, so you can join at any time, and then you get your proprietary instructions in our private chat room and via additional manuals. But what I want you to know is during our fall cleanse, it's so important. Whenever you join, you'll be getting a pH test strip. I will tell you which one, and you'll be testing your pH throughout the entire fall season, which is 90 days. And we'll be making sure, number one, that you improve your pH saliva. We're focusing primarily on saliva testing. So we want to make sure that your pH bumps up by 2 notches from where it is now. Now, that's not entirely the complete story because it is true that some of you might already be close to 7.0. 7.0, everyone, is where we want you to be, or actually a little bit above. And so if you're starting at 7.0, maybe you don't need to bump up 2 notches. So the second goal is that the entire team will be at 7.0 or higher by September 10th. Once again, our goals for the fall kickoff liver and leaky gut cleanse. Number 1, to raise our saliva pH by 2 notches or more. And number 2, that the entire team is at 7.0 or higher by September 10th. Now, what is or higher mean? We are okay if you go to as high as 7.35, 7.4. After that, actually, you're gone too high, and we don't want you up that high. You don't want you to be too alkaline because some acidity is good for your body, for digestion, okay? And so that's our primary goal. Of course, we always have as our weight loss goal, the first 14 days, 10 pounds or more, that you release 10 pounds or more during the first 14 days. And by the way, 90% of you do that. If you are coming in below that number, it's because you just weren't following the instructions. But 90% do 10 pounds or more during the first 14 days. Now, I also want to begin to give credit to the man who is known as the father of the alkaline diet. So along with the Serenity Alkalized Body Challenge, and remember, we're doing that right up to September 10th, so that's about a good solid 2 weeks. We're going to honor and look at the work of Dr. Sebi. It's spelled S-E-B-I, but it's pronounced Sebi. And he is the father of alkaline diet and foods. So because he believes strongly that mucus is the primary cause of all disease and mucus thrives most in an acid environment, he has poured out volumes of literature where he has identified those foods that are alkaline in his opinion. And by the way, the foods don't always line up with general paleo eating, but that's okay. And the other thing he's known for is a term called electric foods. We're going to define those more in another time, really during our boot camps, our starter boot camps. And if you are already on this broadcast and you are currently enrolled, please know this is not a boot camp, but this is great supplemental information to kicking off your fall cleanse. But the actual boot camp for this is, we have one tomorrow night, 7 p.m. and again Saturday at 9. Still give me an RSVP. Hit me up by just posting a note in the chat room and let me know that you're going to be there. Okay? So now let's keep moving. Dr. Sebi is in favor of you being neutral. Your pH saliva being neutral. Again, neutral is 7, but we don't want to go too much higher than 7.45. That's where he really wants you to be, and I agree. Now, we're going to measure our pH. For those of you that are already enrolled, you'll see that I am actually on, I believe I'm on page 4 or 5 of your supplemental manual. And you're going to see that I gave you 2 recommendations for pH strips. When you join listening audience, I'll let you know, I'll give you the exact link for the 2 types of pH strips that I want you to buy. One is, my goodness, no more than $10. And it comes with a free app. Team, I like that one. And it's so great for the money because you get 100 strips. The second one comes with a monitor that you'll actually put on your phone. Of course, that's really cool. Now, that's no big deal. It's a little bit more. It's actually a digital pH strip, and I believe that one is more in the $12 range. Might be as high as $20. Don't quote me on that. But either one is cost efficient, easy to use. I like them both. The one that I posted in the chat room is the first one that I mentioned, the one where the app actually goes on your phone. The second one is actually a digital pH reader, similar to a glucometer, like you're taking your glucose, and it looks more like a thermometer, like you're taking your temperature. It's really, really nice. Both of them are really great. Now let's talk a little bit about liver damage. Why is liver toxicity paired with leaky gut? Because typically, if you have a leaky gut, and I'll define that momentarily, it's because your liver is toxic. And so let's talk about what the symptoms are of a toxic liver. Abdominal bloating. Now, I promised you, I believe, 7 symptoms of liver toxicity. I'm actually going to give you more than that, because as I was writing and talking and thinking through what I wanted to say to all of you, I kept thinking of others that were really important that I've seen throughout my career doing Serenity. Many of you know that I've been doing Serenity since 1992. Many of you I've met in person from our walk-in locations in New York, both the Hempstead and the Valley Stream, New York location. But as I was thinking through, I thought of really more than 7, but let me give you what I do have, the top 10. Abdominal bloating. Now that's that tummy that you see when people drink and you see that distended stomach. Well, that's cirrhosis. Cirrhosis meaning diseased liver. However, anyone with a toxic liver, it may not be because of drinking, will have abdominal bloating. Number 2, pain or discomfort over the liver. And that, remember, is the right side under your rib cage. Everyone, I'm going to repeat that. The liver is on the right side under the rib cage. and your gallbladder is on that side too. Any discomfort on that side is almost certainly liver or gallbladder toxicity. Excessive abdominal fat, or what we call, the pot belly. Typically for men, they really write it off and we think it's funny, but really it's not funny. If a woman had a belly that looks like a lot of men's bellies, they'd be talking bad about her. But actually, abdominal fat is actually a symptom of liver toxicity. Trouble digesting fatty foods. And now I'm going back to why a toxic liver and leaky gut is paired. Because number 4 as a sign for liver toxicity is trouble digesting fatty foods. In other words, you're not someone who craves fried chicken, or you might crave fried chicken, but then you find that every time you eat it, it really doesn't go down well and you regurgitate and you belch a lot. That's trouble digesting fatty foods. Have you had your gallbladder removed? That's actually a sign that your liver is toxic. The doctors don't talk to you about that, but if your gallbladder was toxic, had gallstones, it was because it tried to help out the liver. The liver's not doing its job. So it's really a symptom of liver toxicity, not a gallbladder problem per se. Number 6, acid reflux, heartburn. There you go again, a leaky gut symptom. Number 7, dark spots on your skin, commonly referred to as liver spots. Number 8, overheating of the body and excessive perspiration. And I'm going to go to the gentleman here, and I'm going to speak candidly because this is real talk, mind, body, and spirit. Gentlemen, if you are making love and you are leaving your partner drenched, you're drenched, that's a liver toxicity symptom. Pastors, you know I'm talking about. Anyone has seen a pastor? They say 2 amens, 3 hallelujahs, and they are sweating up a storm. They got the handkerchief out and they're blotting their forehead. That, everyone, is actually a symptom that your pastor has it, or the pastor that you're watching has a medical problem, most likely liver toxicity. So while we are loving our pastors, many times our men of God have medical problems that we're not really thinking that they're vulnerable to. And so I'm sharing this so that maybe you can get somebody's ear. Acne, rosacea, just itchy, blotchy skin. Itching in general is a liver toxicity symptom. And number 10, unexplained weight gain and the difficulty losing weight. I'm not going to say inability. So for my team members, you'll see the word inability in this supplemental guide. That's not really accurate, and I probably will change that word. Not an inability, but challenging weight loss. Even though you're restricting your calories, you've changed the way you eat, you're taking your vitamins, yada, 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 it seems to just not be coming off. If you are truly doing all of that and it's not moving the way it should, then I'm going to be suspicious that you have a toxic liver. And probably, how did it get that way? Probably some of the things that we're going to talk about. Oh my goodness, drinking is one, smoking, all kinds of things like that. Using a lot of preservatives, dyes, pesticide exposure, fertilizers. In other words, you're consuming fertilizers from food that is not organic, and you're getting food where it's just too heavily laden with fertilizers. Contaminated water can cause a toxic liver. Chlorinated products and brominated products, such as commercial breads and bread products, can cause a toxic liver. And lead paint or toxic paint. By the way, not all paint is lead now, not anymore, but it could still be toxic. And a lot of personal care items, such as petroleum-based products. And ladies, all the perms. Now, I confess I have a perm, and I've had one for years, as many, many women have. But they are toxic, and you just want to pull your coattail. That you want to remain cognizant that while we're going to keep your perm, because it's just easy management of the hair, you just like the way your hair looks. But just be aware that it puts a little bit of a load on your liver, And you're just doing things throughout the year to reduce that load, meaning liver cleanses like the one we're about to start. All right, everyone? Now, I'm going to jump to some of the symptoms of leaky gut. And I want you to contrast this to the symptoms of liver toxicity. I'm only going to give you, I'm going to give you 10. Going to give you 10 again. 10 symptoms of leaky gut. Number 1, chronic diarrhea, constipation. Listen to this, everyone. Gas and bloating. Wow, we just said that for liver toxicity. Number 2, nutritional deficiencies. Number 3, poor immune system. Number 4, headaches, brain fog, memory loss. You really think you're almost getting Alzheimer's, really. And it could be nothing more than leaky gut, but I really shouldn't say nothing more because leaky gut can be quite serious. Excessive fatigue, skin rashes, did you hear that? Isn't that similar? Problems with acne, eczema, and rosacea again. Number 7, cravings for sugar and or carbs. Number 8, arthritis or general joint pain. Number 9, depression, anxiety, ADD or ADHD, that's attention deficit disorder. ADHD is adult attention hyperactivity deficit disorder. Number 10, autoimmune diseases such as rheumatoid arthritis, known as RA, lupus, celiac disease, or Crohn's. Well, I began by talking about Dr. Sebi. Let's go back to him just for a minute. Did you know that he sued the New York Attorney General? And of course that caught my attention as a native New Yorker. He was sued by the New York Attorney General for his claims to have cured AIDS, HIV, cancer, diabetes, lupus, and erectile dysfunction, and won. How did he win? The judge said, you must bring one person in that can claim and give a verifiable testimony that they were cured by one of those diseases that you named. Instead, Dr. Sebi brought in 70, and he won his case. That propelled him to be world renowned and to be named the father of alkaline medicine or the father of the alkaline diet. Now, before we talk about more of the alkalizing foods, I want to talk about when is a good time to detox the liver. Team, I'm on page 18 of your manual. You will see that the liver is best detox and gallbladder between 1 and 3, 1 and 4 a.m. 4 a.m. is the outer limit. So let's say between 1 and 3, maybe 4, your liver and your gallbladder go to work detoxing. This is every night. And so most of your detox items for the liver are going to be, most of the heavy duty ones are taken in the evening. And then we're going to be taking some drinks, orange colored, not necessarily orange juice, because we really don't do a lot of citrus, although we will do a little bit this time. Remember, everyone, most citrus we're going to avoid, most tropical fruits we avoid, but for the liver cleanse, we're going to use a little bit of orange, fresh orange juice. But when I say orange, I mean we're using products that are known to detoxify the liver that will give you orange-colored drinks, such as turmeric, which is orange. We will be using all kinds of things like our tangy tangerine, which, for those of you that don't know, is our team's multiple vitamin. We'll be using that in a drink. And so we got a lot of good stuff coming up. So that is most important for you to remember of the times when your body detoxes. The liver, gallbladder between 1 and 3 a.m. And then the other thing I do want to bring to your attention is that the kidney detoxes most often, most heavily, between 3 and 5 p.m. in the afternoon. Then, team, we're going to start. Remember we talked about those orange colored drinks? We're going to start with recipe number 2. And we're going to be taking a morning and an evening detox tea. Most of everyone that joins the program at this point moving forward through the fall are going to be using a I Love My Liver detox tea at night. Remember, the liver detoxes at night, and so our heavy-duty detox items for the liver are taken at night. And team, we're going to be using recipe number 1 on page 19, called our Golden Liver Flush Drink of turmeric, ginger, and lemon. This recipe, and I'm thinking of Leslie right now, I don't know if she's on the broadcast, but we're not going to use coconut milk this time. And everyone, your recipe is on page 19. For those of you that have maybe an allergy to turmeric or can't tolerate the taste, you think it's gross, go ahead and use the turmeric, ginger, and parsley recipe that is on page 20 of your manual. The information for how to make that wonderful, delicious tea, homemade tea, is there. And this time, you'll be using that in the AM and PM. And you can bypass, if you choose, buying the liver, I Love My Liver tonic. I have a few of you who should be buying I Love My Gut liver tonic. Use that one in the morning. We're going to use, everyone, listening audience, the product I Love My Liver tonic in the evening. And then we'll be sipping on recipe number 1, which is a golden liver flush drink during the day if you choose. But definitely you must have a glass at night if you're not going to buy the liver, I Love My Liver tonic. Okay? I'm going to stop right there, and we're going to open the floor up for any questions, and then we're going to invite everyone to come join us for our liver leaky gut starter boot camp. And that's tomorrow night, 7 p.m. You still have time, everyone, and of course, I know most of you are rushing, and so you need more time, and then the next one will be Saturday at 9 a.m. Okay, everyone, we're going to open the floor for questions.